Good afternoon, it's Wednesday afternoon and you join me back down on the Dorset Stour chasing the ridiculously sized chub that Greg set me on New Year's Day. Still gotta say thanks to that, mate. I'm on a stretch near Christchurch. Tactics for today are walking up and down with a link ledger rod, simply because I know I can cover more water with this. And then if I see what I'm looking for, I might come down with other tactics at the weekend. Don't know. I've kind of written off the Thames. I've not really felt as I'm close to a fish big enough to tick that one off. So I thought I'd see what the drive was like down here. The answer is quite long and tedious, but the banks are pretty empty, so who knows, it might be worth it. Right, if anything good happens, I'll show you, like usual. If it doesn't, then I won't, and I'll see you later. So until then, ciao for now. Right, quick bit of an update. Not a lot's happening, to be fair. Found a few little fish in this swim, rattling away on the paste. I've had a couple of indications that may have been hittable, but I don't think they're chub. So I'm going to go for a walk, see what I can find, and then I'm going to come back down here later on. So until then, ciao for now. Well, I haven't blanked, but it's about £1.5 pounds. Not what you're after at the Stour. Right, hung one on in that swim, £3.15 ounce. I'm going to get this back and look at some of the other ones I baited. Ah, well happy. Gotta love catching them in little snaggy corners. Here we go. £4.4 ounce, Dorset Stour chub. Right, let's try and get a slightly bigger one. There we go, £5 dead. Happy days. Well, that walk was certainly worthwhile. So I've had 4 chub now to £5, so not a bad day. Just come back into this swim. I've got probably 10-15 minutes until I need to go home. I've just had a little bang first cast as well, so I am going to lighten my way up. There you go, look, and hopefully hit one of those, and it'll be a £7 chub. Gotta love a bit of wishful thinking. Right, if I don't see you before, I will see you on Friday. So until later, ciao for now. Right, there we go, a River Stour roach caught on hempen tears. I'm going to get this one back and hopefully catch a bigger one. Right, so as you've seen, I'm hemp fishing on the Dorset Stour. Cunning plan, fish for roach during the day because it's bloody scorchio, and it's working, which is good. And then later on, I've got some extra rods with me there. Got some different kinds of bait, and I'll be off downstream chasing chub and barbel. Yeah, I'm about to have a drink and something to eat because it's hot, and yeah, I will hopefully show you when I catch a proper roach. So until then, I will see you later. Right, it's coming up on 8 o'clock. For the last 2 hours I've been trying to catch a chub, failing miserably. Been doing that upstream. Just come into this swim, it's my banker swim, and hopefully I'll be showing you a fish in the next 10 minutes, but if not, I'll be moving off downstream, setting up the barbel rod, and then hopefully seeing you in the middle of the night with a barbel or a big chub. Oh. Right, if it isn't over £5, it'll be in the landing net. I'll speak to you in a bit. There we go, told you it was my banker swim, £4.5. A couple of minutes later, £3.12. Right, you didn't get a lot of footage from Friday evening because, to be fair, not a great deal happened. I went into what was going to be my banker swim and somebody was already fishing it, so then I've ended up walking downstream to try for a barbel. Caught this chub at about £4. I then moved back upstream to the swim that I wanted to get into and managed this chub at about £3.5, and then my back was in turbo. It seems as though as soon as you take a fish, you don't get a second. So I end up packing up, going up to my car, going to bed in my bed chair, and that was me, to be fair. Today I'm on Cromwell Lake up near Newark. It's Monday. We've got the Royal Signals Carp Angling Championships 24 starting tomorrow. I'm up a day early just so I don't have to sleep in the car or something daft like that. And yeah, giving it a go. I'm in peg 4. I've chucked 2 rods out to the boundary on PVA bags. I've just given them a little bit of bait as the wind dropped. And there's been loads of fish showing up. There's margin, so I've got a right hand rod in that. But it's about 10 foot deep where that rod is in the margin. So I'm not really feeling it. And that's it really. I'm going to have some tea, have a bit of a rethink, and I will hopefully update you in the morning with fish. If not, I will see you at some point during the match. So until then, ciao for now.
Right, I promised you an update, and here it is. I managed to come second out the draw, went for permanent peg 14, and it's been challenging, we'll call it. I walked into the swim, I saw a fish show, quite short, really optimistic. First night I've had a couple of rods short and a rod long, and I've had a liner. Yesterday, well, first day and the first night there was one liner. Yesterday and last night I've had nothing because the wind's changed direction and gone from left to right to left. The first night Webby up on peg 18 to my right had a fish, and last night Nick down to my left had a fish. So that's been 2 fish out in nearly 48 hours. The 48 hours beforehand there'd only been 2 fish out, and then over the weekend in total there'd been 5. I don't think it's fishing well. There is loads of naturals in here. I could come up tons of excuses. I'm not going to bother. It's actually been an alright giggle taking the piss out of the guys here. Some of them are learning not to post in the chat group, especially if I've got time on my hands. But yeah, it's all good. Beats being at work anyway. I will be off coaching kids tonight, and then tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be on a river if it's not too wet. We shall suck it and see. So until the next time I see you on the bank, ciao for now.
Right, it's Friday afternoon now. Like I said, I'll be somewhere else. Back down on the Dorset Stour, found this nice little run. I've been in here about 20 minutes. I've had a couple of little chub, little roach, a dace. But that tree downstream skimming wind's proving problematic on the float. So I'm going to go and find somewhere a bit easier to fish. Right, I'll show you my catch shot and a photo here. And I will see you in the next swim. So until then, ciao for now. Right, here we go. Swim number 2, 3, whatever. I've had a nice little couple of hours in here. I've had a chub of about 3.5 pounds. I've had a couple of bleak, a couple of roach and a few chublet. It's been nice. But I'm going to move back downstream, down closer to the car now. So I will see you down there. I'll do a quick catch shot about here for you. But yeah, it's definitely a swim to come back to in the future. Right, speak to you in a bit. Right, I'm in swim number 4, I think it is. And I've had these 3 and a couple of others really quickly, but a pike's attacking my keep net, so I'm going to get these put back and crack on for another couple of hours. And I'll update you if anything good happens. But he's a cracker, he must be 6-8 ounce. Well happy. There we go, beautiful little roach to finish on. Right, I'm off. I'll see you next time. Right, good afternoon. Today you join me on Berners Hall in Essex. It's a very hot day, very hot, very muggy, and I am on the British Carp Angling Championship singles qualifier. I've done all right. I've drawn B1, which is definitely up there in one of my first choices if I could have done a watercraft draw. I've seen fish in my swim already. I've had fish with their backs out in the weed. I've had fish swimming under my rod tips. I've had fish taking floaters already. And we are, what's that, an hour and 20 minutes in. God, that's flown by. Yeah, I will update you as and when stuff happens. The plan is to try and mug one this afternoon on a zig or a floater. And then this evening I'll put some bait in. I found a lovely clear spot out there. So I'm going to get some bait in, put 2 rods on that for the night, and we'll go from there. Right, hopefully I'll show you some fish later. But until then, ciao for now. Well, this is a view from the bivvy. Can't even see my rods. The reason being, if I sit here, I can hide from the fish, which are just moving up and down the margins. That's my cunning plan. Score now is Ben 0, fish 1. I've lost a fish on my left-hand rod, which is pinged at 22 wraps out towards the out towards a weed bed, which you can't quite see. And that was on an over-depth zig, and that rattled and lifted into it, fish on. Got it back past one weed bed, then I got it past another weed bed, then it went into a third weed bed, got stuck, pulled a bit, gave up pulling, let the line go slack, it swam out, lifted up again, got it back to the same weed bed, and in the end the hook length just gave way. Which is a bit upsetting because it's £15. I think there's lots of snags out there. I'm having to play them quite hard, that much I figured straight away. But yeah, right, hopefully that's 4 hours in. I've had a bite already, so it's looking good. Just need to convert a couple basically. Although, to be fair, the guy next to me had been spotting loads of mixers in, and he's stopped now, and that's kind of moved the fish off. I don't know what they're doing now. So I'm going to do a bit of hunting and rethinking. In fact, there's one on the top there. Alright, speak to you in a bit. Well, that's always a good sign going into the first night. I'll get it weighed, let you know how big it is. I'm very, very happy. Ooh, I just poked my eye out. Right, it's about 7:30. Update is that I've had that fish at £32 and 7 ounces. That again was on a zig, a very tall zig. Close to weed beds, but a bit closer in than the first one, because once again a load of floaters have come across me and the fish have started taking them, so I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Put a zigger towards them, and yeah, it got taken. Thank you very much. Plan for the night, I've got one in the margin, and I've got a baited spot that I can't quite feed at the moment because the sun's right opposite where I'm trying to chuck the spot. So I am going to prep the bait. I'm going to put in 3 or 4 spoms again. That was a fish there, wasn't it? 3 or 4 spoms again, and then get a bottom bait on that for the night. Say a bottom bait, maybe a wafter, maybe a bright one, maybe a dark one. I don't know. We shall suck it and see. Could have come up with a really crude comment then, but I've been good. Right, I need to get something to eat whilst that sun goes down, so I will update you once I catch another monster. Laters. Right, good morning. 5 AM update for you. Last night, not a great deal happened really. I got a little bit of sleep. Bloody muggy. Yeah, I had a couple of liners on the left-hand rod, which is out over the bait, and that's it. Right, I'll update you later. So until then, ciao for now. Right, it's about half time, so here's an update. This morning there was a flurry of fish. 2 came out in my section, which has now bumped me down into 3rd place. I don't think it's going to take a lot to maybe claw that back. I had my first bite in the afternoon yesterday, about 2 o'clock, and then my second one in the evening, so I just need to focus on that. The weather's changed considerably. As you can see, there's clouds. I'm trying to level the camera up, but there we go. My head doesn't work at the moment. I'm very tired. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I've just nailed a monster and then decided to try and snooze like a mug because it was raining. There we go. Ends up waffling. Plan today, same as yesterday basically. I'm pinging zigs out on one rod, and I've got my right hand rod. It's away from the margins now, and on my baited spot. There have been fish showing in open water to my right, but I can't fish that because it's not my water. But having said that, I may swing right a bit. I don't know, I haven't made my mind up. But yeah, that's it, update done. I will give you an update this evening. Hopefully things will have changed. Right, good morning. It's 7:15 on Sunday. We're into the last 2 hours of the match. It's going very well. I had a 29-pounder last night, about 7:30, which put me leading the section as we went into the night. That seagull's just found my mixers. I've had a few fish feeding next to the weed bed out there, where that seagull's just going over now, and eating my mixers. So yeah, I've had a few fish feeding this morning. Just need a bit of ripple, I think. And the seagulls to bugger off. Had a couple of disasters. Had a long zig out all night, wound it in this morning with no hook bait on, so that may have been done by a bird in the night. And I sent a pop out to a showing fish last night. It came back looking like this. So far from ideal. Yeah, oh, and also I've just had a fish feeding on my rod, not had a bite of it, wound the rod in to find out that I picked up a bit of crap off the floor whilst casting. So yeah, a few disasters going on this morning, but we'll crack on. Right, I am going to do something spectacular. I will update you after the results when we know what's happened, whether I'm off to Billy's Lake or not. Might even catch a seagull yet. Oh, I've waffled for long enough. Speak to you in a bit. Right, good afternoon. Join me somewhere different. You're not going to see much of this until the next video. I kind of realised earlier that I hadn't given you an update. Well, the update was I did stay in the lead of my section, so I qualified for the British Carp Angling Championships with 62 and a bit pound, which is absolutely brilliant. Well done to all the other qualifiers who can be seen here. And yeah, that's me. I'm going to upload this video this weekend, and I will see you next time I'm out and about on the bank. So until then, ciao for now.